Okay, you'll have to ignore the background noise. I'm letting Roomba clean up the hobby room floor real quick. That's what he's designed for, so that's what he's going to do. Basically, I came up here. I'm going to plug this in. It is 1:30. So at 5:30, if I have the time, it says 3 to 5 hours to be fully charged. So around somewhere around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I should be able to come up here and use this for a little bit. So I'm going to give it a try. I can't promise because we have Miri's birthday party tomorrow, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know what that means. That means lots of people in the house, lots of kids in the house, so I may not have time to really come up here. We will see. But Sunday I will have time to come up here and work for a little bit, and definitely Monday. So I'm going to plug her in. I am going to have 5 or 10 minutes to see how well it works, so I'll be back in a little while. Well, it's had about 3 hours of charging. That's definitely a better response than it had when I first put it in there. The light would have went out. First thing I need to do is tin the tip down some. Okay, well, not some, tin the tip. My usual soldering iron here is a bench mount thing. It's not free. So let me turn this on. Let's get some solder on it and see how it works. It's not heating up real quickly. And I didn't expect it to. It's not the same thing as that thing. That over there has a dedicated power supply, dedicated temperature control. This seems to be one temperature fits all. And it would help if I have the little dial in the use area. I'm trying to tin the tip without it on. Ah, I can smell it now. We can see the solder in the morning, the smell of solder in the morning. It actually heated up pretty quick. So we've got a nice tin coating on this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it down. I'm going to put it in the lock position again. That way it doesn't actually come on when I set it down. We're going to get this kit open. We're going to start taking a look at the kit and seeing. I'm going to do some work on it. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get my parts laid out so I know where everything goes. Here's the main circuit board I'm going to work on. Here's the electronics parts themselves. Again, there isn't much to this. It's going to be mainly just feeding parts in and soldering them down. Now, what you're hearing, Mr. Thunderpaws, he's complaining a little bit. Let me loosen the camera mount up. I closed the doors because they're watching TV downstairs, and both cats are not happy with me. They want out of the room. All right, I'll be back in a little bit and show you what's going on. Okay, everyone. It says step 1 is we work with these resistors. Now, from other videos, you will know that resistors have a color code on them. And the color code on this is yellow, blue, red, gold. Okay? I know the gold goes last because the gold is a tolerance standard. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. They go in 7 different locations. So I'm going to pull one of them out. It goes in R1. And I found R1 already. Now it tells me to pre-bend these. So I'm going to pre-bend this a little bit, like that. Here, let me move the camera and adjust it down like that. And let me zoom in some. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm not going to video this whole process. I'm just going to do parts of it. But I got the thing bent. Okay, my hand is in the way. I got to remember the camera's on this side this time. I got the thing bent. R1 goes right here, so I'm putting it through its holes. Okay, and it's in position. It looks like it should be right where it is. They're resistors, so their location doesn't matter as much. What I mean is orientation. Had they been diodes, then I'd have to care which end goes where, but they're resistors. So I can put them wherever I want. Now we turn the soldering iron on, let it heat up for a second. There we go, some solder is melting. Now it says only touch it for a short period of time here, like 1/1000. Okay, well, we got that end done. Let's get this end done. Now the tricky part is a lot of these are really close together, so I have to be careful with the solder, and I don't want to overdo the solder a little bit. That should do it. Yep, that did it. It's in there good. Now I can clip that off and repeat, and that's what I'm going to do with the rest of them. I'll give you my thoughts on this thing after I've been working with it for a little while. Now, I don't use a wet sponge for cleaning the tip of the soldering iron with. I use the one of these. The camera should focus soon. It's one of those metal pot scrubbers in a nice little holder here. Works really well, and it just basically brushes the surface clean. It's reusable. This thing seems to be working fairly well too. So let me go get my nippers so I can nip that. I'll put the rest of those in and come back and tell you what I think. Okay, everyone, I've got 8 of the resistors soldered on, and I got better as I went. The first one you can see over here was rough, but they get better as you go. The second one's kind of rough too. I mean, not the second, the last one. This is the last one. First one here, the last one here. But I did get better at it as you went. Okay. Now, this model kit right here is a lot like Legos. You just follow the directions and put things where they go. As long as you got some basic soldering skills, and I don't mean you have to be like the master at soldering. You can put one of these kits together. It's going pretty good. First impression on this thing. Let's get this out here. Oh, okay. Well, I just saw something not good, but we can fix that. Yeah, it's still too warm for me to touch. Heats up fairly well. You push a button, it does heat up pretty quickly. It's heavier than what I'm used to. But what I'm used to is a nice soldering station, okay? And if I were to go to like Home Depot and get a Weller soldering iron, oh, this is far superior to that. Hands down, far superior. The tip on it, one of the things I don't like though, is the tip on it builds up a lot of stuff pretty quickly. Now that might be just me and my technique. So I'm going to switch to the soldering station in a minute and give the soldering station a try so I can be unobjective between the two. Okay? So the tip, it does heat up pretty quickly. You saw it there. I hold the button down, do a 10 count, and it's ready to melt solder. No wire, that is nice. This has a wire, and I have to manage that wire all the time while I'm working, like wrapping it around my arm like that. You can see it's wrapped around my arm, so it doesn't get in my way. I don't have that issue here. So there are pros and cons I can see already. Okay? I don't know how long this takes to recharge. That's one thing they should have, and it might just be the model they sent me. I haven't looked at the other models. Is this should have a charging light. And I think, yes, we talked about that in an earlier video, that the other ones have a charging light and this one doesn't. So it's just a model number. Having a light that tells me if it's charged or in need of recharge would be good. You know, you got the base model, that's the way it is. That's the only thing I can see wrong with it. Tips, This tip is not as fine tipped as this is. But then again, they probably sell a fine tip, and I don't have it. Yes, Thunder, I know, I closed the door again. How dare I? He likes to complain if the door is closed. He doesn't like closed doors, and this isn't one that he can open on his own. That's why he's complaining. Mr. Thunderpaws usually can open doors. He's usually really good at opening doors on his own. Oh, no one needs to see me that close. We have a Zoom going. Oh, the wrong way. No, we don't have a zoom. The camera's just really close to me. There's the problem. There we go. Now you see my eyes. But anyhow, everyone, if I back up a little bit, that's a little bit better. First impressions, not bad. I haven't worked with it. I don't know how long the charge is going to hold. I'm not going to get to work with it until the charge goes out today. And I get the feeling that this project isn't going to kill the charge on it. It's just not. So, sorry about that. Yeah, email. Sorry about the yawn. I have not been, I didn't get my nap today. But anyhow, we're going to find out, and I'm going to use the soldering station for just a brief period on one or two things. And I'll go back to the cordless soldering iron and let you guys know what I think about it, and I have to play with things all the time. But I got to stop for a minute and go check on a couple of things. The wife should be coming home anytime now, and that ends my free time up here. But right now, I see no reason against it. I don't know its price. I probably ought to look that up and see how much the thing costs. The camera wants to focus on Darth Vader and not me, because he's probably got better lighting. Anyhow, I'm going to quit rambling. I'm going to go and get some food because I'm hungry. And I will let you guys know more as we progress, because, yeah, I'm kind of enjoying this. I have not built a major electronics kit before, and that's what this is, and it's kind of fun. I will say that. And again, I showed you guys on an earlier video, I have a clock to build too. And I've been thinking about building some lights for the girls for their rooms that have their names in them, so I have their names and lights. All right, I'm going to go. I'll talk to you guys later.